I don't think that the majority of people who learn from Everyday Spy see the world in the way it really is. I think they're still seeing the world through a lens that was built for them. Have you ever looked through a window in an old cabin or in an old house? It's kind of hazy. It's maybe it's stained or it's dirty or the dirt is so thick on it that it doesn't wash off. Have you ever seen a window like that?
Yeah. My old shed at home when I was a kid growing up.
So you're inside the shed and you're looking out onto a sunny day and you know it's a sunny, beautiful forest on the other side of the window. You know it is, but that's not what you see through the window. I feel like that's how many of our high-achieving brothers and sisters feel. They know it's a sunny forest on the other side, but school and university and working for somebody else and growing their business has created this hazy glass. And you can't trust what you see through the glass. You know that what the glass is showing you isn't real, but you also can't prove it because you can't step outside of the glass. You're inside the shed. So a lot of what I try to do with Everyday Spy is just shatter the glass, because you don't need the glass to be between you and the real world. And that's what it felt like for me when CIA trained me how to be a field officer. I don't feel like they took me out of the shed. I don't feel like they cleaned the glass. I feel like what they did is they just shattered the glass. And there I was looking at the world for what it really was. And it all made sense until I started meeting other people who were still looking through the glass. And there's no way to teach them otherwise, or there's no way to convince them otherwise. The only thing you can do is teach them to break through the barrier themselves.
So that I can understand that, can you tell me what your perspective of the world was before and after the shattered glass?
When I was growing up, all through high school, I went to the Air Force Academy, which is a military school that you have to get accepted on scholarship to go to. Even getting accepted to CIA itself. Every step of the way, I believed that achievement came from doing what you were told better than anybody else so that you could be empirically better than the competition. Like, that's what I believed. But what I found along the way was oftentimes that was true, but oftentimes it wasn't. Sometimes people who had no business being next to me in a race at the Air Force Academy, on the college teams, at the CIA, sometimes the people to my left and to my right had no business being there. They just were the son of somebody influential. They were the daughter of somebody important. They had money, they had opportunity, they were a foreigner. Who knows? But it wasn't always merit-based. But everything had always taught me that it was merit-based, that the best jobs go to the people with the best scores, who go to the best universities. Like, that's what I was taught. But that wasn't really the truth. The richest people weren't the smartest people. The most successful people weren't the hardest workers. And that was when, as a kid even, I started feeling like there's a forest on the other side, but all I see is this picture that doesn't seem to make sense. So then when I got to CIA, and CIA put me through their field tradecraft course, FTC, which is often referred to as the farm, what they did at the field tradecraft course is they said, society is conditioned to believe a certain way, because society needs to be a giant economic machine. We all live inside of a giant machine. We are conditioned through the education process, through the industrial process, through the church process, to fall into a hierarchy that we believe is meritorious, that is a meritocracy, so that hard work and obedience and loyalty gets rewarded. Because the only way that the government stays in power of a large group of people is if there's a predictable system.
As if they believe there's a system.
And since a system is really nothing more than a belief system, all you have to do to step outside of the system is stop believing, or believe in a different system. So what CIA teaches us to do is find the people who question the system enough that they're open to being taught a different system, and then we teach them the system of espionage or treachery.